Podcast City Network. You're listening to The Freakshxw Show.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Brad Chandler Show. Got to give a quick shout out to my buddies in Beseech the Scars for that great intro there. I got a real surprise from them after they were on the episode, and I was not expecting that. It's like a quick 9-second little intro thing, and I think it's going to stick around. So. Quick, shout out to my boys over in the UK, Beseech the Scars. Thank you so much for that intro. So getting on with the show today, I have my first hip-hop artist. I have one of the members from Freakshxw Demxns. I have B Rage. How are we doing today?
Doing fucking good. I had to wake up, so I'm a little pissed off, but other than that, pretty fucking good.
Now, do you wake up with the makeup on, or did you put the makeup on afterwards?
I do it in my sleep. I don't even remember doing it,
Oh, no shit. I mean, it kind of looks, you got that black around your eyes. So tell me a little bit about the makeup, actually.
So, the makeup, I am a juggalo, but that's not the main inspiration for the face paint. The face paint I did.
You can say that, but we're all going to make,
yeah, I don't know. Obviously,
it totally is.
But it's the inspiration came from Darth Maul because I was binge watching a bunch of Star Wars a few months ago. And I was like, you know what? Black and red face paint, and it's fucking good. That's where it came from.
It definitely shocked me. I wasn't expecting face paint. And I think we talked a little bit about it before I brought you on the show. We were talking about having you on the show about the fact that you were a fan of ICP, and I guess put two and two together, I shouldn't have been shocked. You said you're a juggalo. We talked a little bit about, before the show about juggalos and whatnot, and there are some dickbags out there that are juggalos, and I think it takes away from the guys in ICP. We talked about that as well, and I've ran into some dickhead juggalos, and I've ran into some pretty goddamn cool juggalos. I had a roommate and a coworker of mine that is a huge juggalo, and he's one of the nicest people in the world. But let's not talk about ICP because they've got enough. They
got their clout already.
Yeah, they got their clout. So we're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about Freakshxw Demxns. First of all, how old are you?
I am 20 years old, and I started rapping last year when I was 19.
Okay, so you're just about a year into the whole rap scene and whatnot. What got you inspired to start rapping last year?
Well, what happened is I was at my friend's apartment, and
happened was
we call him Marshmallow because his name's Marshall. So we're at Marshmallow's new apartment, celebrating. It was supposed to be a guys' night out, and I showed up, and then John, the Subway Strangler, showed up. And at that point, the Freakshxw Demxns were still kind of like a freshly born fetus, and it was him, this guy that's going by Untitled, and Black Akashi. And, we got high as fuck in the apartment, fucking smoking bowl, eating edibles. We fucking bought $90 worth of Chili's off DoorDash. And I don't really fully remember what happened all that night. I remember singing along to Africa, but the cover by Weezer. And sitting on his futon playing Street Fighter V. And John was like, you could be a rapper. Before that, he was messaging me saying he wanted me to manage them. And I was like, I don't know jack shit about fucking managing anything, really. I can barely manage my piss into the bowl. And, and he just just spit a few lines, and he was giving me this fucking, like a hand, like a fucking
a hand beat, right?
Yeah. And, and he was like, yeah, you totally do it. I thought he was just smoking me, just fucking
blowing smoke up your ass.
Yeah, gassing. But I thought about it, then, me and him went downstairs. We put on a movie and we tried to go to bed. And, I don't remember why we did it, but I just remember I was using a sleeping bag as a blanket because he didn't have any other blankets. And, at one point, we were really fucking fucked up. So I was like, I'm going to take my pants off. And so he's like, good idea.
Whoa.
Maybe
What's going on?
I stayed on. It's fine. And then, I'm just getting like water every now and then. It feels like I'm moving through a fucking fish tank. We learned that night our friend shouldn't eat edibles because it gives him psychosis. He walks downstairs, Marshmallow. He's like, guys, I'm freaking out. I'm going to be here forever, and like time to him was going like super fucked up. Like, I don't know how it walked out, but he said every second felt like a minute. So everything was super fucking long to him.
I definitely have to agree with the edibles making you feel a little psychotic and whatnot. I know that when I've eaten edibles before, it's a different high than when you're smoking, and it's one of those things. Like I have to be like in a forest or something. Like I have to be sitting in like I gotta be one with the nature. I remember one time I ate some edibles and I literally walked back and forth through where I was living at the time, and I believe it was for about an hour and a half. I walked back and forth in my house. And then I ended up like walking back and forth from the living room to my bedroom, laying down on my bed for 2 seconds, getting up, walking out to the living room, coming back to the bedroom. It was crazy. Yeah, I'm one of those people that I just can't do edibles. Smoke a bowl, whatever. But eating edibles, man, I just can't handle it for some reason.
I'm like the opposite. I get really fucking lazy on edibles. I just like want to sit there, watch Space Dandy or something. Like
I'm not even joking. I was driving about 2.5 hours away to go to a lake up in up near Albany, or Lake George, up in that area, up in New York, and I decided, I'm going to eat some edibles on the drive there.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that was a great idea. So I had a couple edibles. They were some gummies, and luckily enough, it didn't really kick in until right after I got there. I ended up getting there, and the people I was hanging out with, we were all smoking. Everybody was like, "Oh, you brought edibles," blah blah blah, and I'm like, "Yeah," like I'm fucking fried, dude. But here I am. I'm smoking a bowl. I'm smoking a blunt. I'm smoking a joint. I'm doing all of this shit. And then I don't remember the rest of the day. It was up in a lake. I was supposed to go swimming. And my glasses ended up going swimming. I didn't go swimming. But it was a fucked up night. And that entire weekend, I literally just edibles, smoked, drank. I was just fucking through.
See, that sounds like a fun fucking weekend.
You know what? In all honesty, it was a great weekend, but holy shit, man! I was hungover Sunday and Monday, and that was all from everything that I took on Friday and Saturday. And so, we got to the point to where like your buddy said, "Oh, why don't you be my manager? Or why don't you be the manager?" And then then he was like, "Hey, well, why don't you spit a couple lines and whatnot?" What type of music do you actually listen to? What actually has you inspired? Obviously, you're an ICP fan, you're a Juggalo and whatnot, but I'm sure that's not the only stuff that you've listened to. So what else inspires you?
So I actually only became a Juggalo a few months ago. I want to say around October of last year, maybe a little before, because my brother-in-law, now he's older, he's about 30.
Great.
And he's been a Juggalo for a very long time. And, he told me, it's like, who would love your music? He's like, the Juggalos. So I was like, I don't want to be, I don't want to just like pitch to Juggalos and not be like know anything about them. So I started listening to him, and the more I listened to him, I got really into him. But before that, I listened to a lot of 21 Savage. So Well, I got my Spotify up. Let me scroll through there. And I didn't even listen to that much music before I started making my own. But I listened to like Blink 182, like pop punk was very very fun. I started listening to like Korn and Slipknot because that's what my sister listens to. So that kind of helped me get the inspiration. And like, I fucking love Rage Against the Machine.
Oh man, I am probably one of very few people out there that cannot stand Tom Morello. I believe too many people hype him up as a guitarist, and you know, if I had all them tools to play on my guitar, I'd be pretty good too. You know, so if I had a wah and everything, I'm not saying that he's a shitty guitarist. I'm just saying he's definitely one of those overrated guys. But Slipknot, Korn, some Rage Against the Machines, I could definitely see that in some of the music that I've heard with your group Freakshxw Demxns. Now with Freakshxw Demxns, you were telling me that you have the group, but then you guys have your solo shit that you guys do as well.
Yeah.
So you're kind of, you do your own thing, but you guys do shit together. And how long have you been with Freakshxw Demxns?
Let's see. That all started back January, so it was a year, a few months ago. But like, I was like there for a very long time, but we just weren't releasing music, and that's mainly because this guy, who, funny enough, his name is Bradley. It's not no relation, I assume, but this Bradley was a fucking dick, and
hey, we might be related.
You were a pot. Am I allowed to dox him here, or like?
What are you saying?
Like dox him, you know? Like, well, anyways, it's B Rad of Lancaster. He's a fucking. His little wife just left him. He was sleeping on the couch for a while, and the whole thing. It was funny because I didn't realize it was the same Bradley that my brothers and brother-in-law were friends with years ago, and that guy was useless. Deadbeat fucking. I'm allowed to curse, right?
Yeah, you've been cursing, bro.
Deadbeat.
I'm allowed to swear, right?
Deadbeat fucking cunt. You know, he just did nothing. He's a fucking waste of space. Originally, someone connected him, and I didn't even connect the dots as the same Bradley. If I knew it was the same Bradley, I wouldn't have let touch her music. But the original Druids tape that released was god awful. It was 3 songs. He mixed it on his phone apparently, and then Sinister, pretty big trap metal dude, told us our music fucking sucked because of him. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. There's a song on that album that's coming out, and I specifically call him out. It goes like, fuck you, B-Rat, suck my dick for fucking up Druids and shit. Nothing but a deadbeat cunt, you said us back about 4 fucking months. Get up and fucking leave. It's that or your family agrees. B-Ross, dealer grief. Late at night is when I creep, shit like that, Just...
We get our first rhyme on the Brad Chandler show. Yeah, I'm excited to hear some of your stuff. I know you sent me a where I get all of the music that is coming out, and then when is that actually coming out?
All right, let me see. You can, on our website at freakshxwdemxns.com, you can hold on, let me see if I remember how to get to our website. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see shit. I can't hold on. It's like on page 3 of Google for some reason.
Now, is it Freakshxw with the X as the O's?
Yes, it is. I was not part of the band when they created the name. Yes, love it. Let's see. So 4/16, my solo album drops, and it's called Suicide Note. There's 8 songs and an intro, outro, and a 1 skit in there.
And when is that coming out again? I'm sorry.
4/16.
All right, so we got a couple weeks. We got about a week, and got about 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yep.
And where will people end up being able to find that? Will that be on Spotify and Apple and all that good stuff?
Yeah, it's fucking everywhere. It's on shit I never even heard of.
Yeah, dude. Talking about that, starting the podcast and whatnot, hearing hearing my voice on like Google Podcasts and Anchor and Spotify and Apple and stuff like that, it's like, wow, dude, I'm all over the place. And then like finding out like 60 people are listening to me, even though it's like 60 people, I enjoy those 60 people listening. It's like, wow, 60 people actually give a fuck about what I'm saying, Imagine how many people listen to music off of those apps, So, what is one of the coolest things that you've done as a member of Freakshxw Demxns?
What was the coolest thing?
Yeah.
Definitely just going to the studios for like the first time. Both of them was really neat. Just
how was that experience actually going into the studio, dropping a couple rhymes and whatnot behind a microphone?
Let me set the mood here. So we're out in the sticks. We wake up all in the same room. We're in the living room of the Strangler. One of us is on the floor, and we're like, "Fuck, dude!" Right. We're going to the studio today, that it just hit us because it was like taking this thing where we're going like literal making basement music in like in his basement,
right,
to like almost like cementing it in the studio. We went to the Wombat recording studio in Lancaster. Josh there's guy that runs, he's pretty cool. But yeah, we woke up and we're like, fuck, we're actually doing this. We're super excited, and we're recording our first 3 songs. We had to at this time. It was me, Subway Strangler, and Smokey the Outlaw. And Smokey the Outlaw drives this big black truck, BBT, if you will. And the bitches love it. That's what, big black truck. We end up, it's only like a 3-seater, truck, Okay. So we end up having the Sardine in that because he's the only one with his license at that point in time. Now I have mine. Now we're just waiting on the Strangler to get his. And so we hop in that truck, we go to a Wawa, and
some serious shit, man. One of my favorite places when I go through Pennsylvania, like in Philadelphia and shit, is I have to stop at a Wawa's.
Dude, we have like a lot of like gas station like restaurants. We have like there's Wawa, Sheets and Rudders. There's the big ones in this area.
I remember. A few years ago, I think I was telling you about this. I went to Philadelphia for a baseball game. A lot of people know me and know that I'm a baseball fan myself. But my girlfriend and I, we were in Philly. Obviously, you got to stop for Philly steak and cheese, especially if it's your first time in Philly. And we stopped. One of my things when I go to a different like state, anywhere other than where I live, we are not allowed to eat at any place that's like around where we live. So there's no McDonald's, no Burger Kings, no Wendy's, no Taco Bells, no Outback Steakhouse, none of those chain restaurants. We have to eat at something that isn't around us. And Wawa's is not in Connecticut. So we're driving through Jersey and we get on the pike and whatnot. I'm like, holy shit, we get to have Wawa's. And she's like, what the fuck is Wawa's? I was like, you're going to know what Wawa's is before we go home. And we had Wawa's and she loved it. Sorry to interrupt you in your story there, but I just had to say Wawa's is the fucking shit. I also like Checkers.
Never heard of that.
It's in Philly.
Oh, it's not in Lancaster.
Hey, it's still in Pennsylvania, so fuck you. Get out to Philly and get a.
John might know it. He's from that area. He's kind of from like the Delco area.
So back to when you went in to record for the first time, and so being somebody that hadn't been in the studio before, how did it feel to get the headphones on, get behind the mic, and drop a line?
Yeah, I for some reason, this was before I was on meds, So I was like, how do I make sure I don't get in my own head too much about this? So on the truck there, I'm like just, paying attention to all the Amish people and, just like thinking about how much I want to smack them or something. And, you know, just like keeping my mind off of it, get there, try to play as cool as possible, you know, like playing up the manager kind of role, you know, fucking with, you know, like, hey, what's up, Josh? You know, we didn't even know we were in the right spot because it's in like some person's basement. No. Fucking, I just get in there, and it was a very tight room. It's like the size of a supplies closet, you know, so it can't really move.
Well, you know, because you're basically only just, you know, doing your vocals. That's all you really need, honestly.
Yeah. So it's like, I just remember I was like, take the headphones off the thing. I'm like, huh? Okay. I'm like, I can hear him. He can hear me. I'm a little hot and sweaty, but, you know, get through it. And it just, it felt natural to me. Like, it almost felt like that was what I was supposed to be doing.
You know, I'm not a well, I was a vocalist in my last band. And I have to say, being a vocalist is a lot different than being like the actual, playing like a guitar, bass, or drums, is stuff like that. It's different because it seems like it's a little easier. I mean, granted, you have to go through and you have to clean things up and whatnot, but like when you're playing like a guitar, especially because I've recorded as a guitarist before and I've recorded as a bassist also. You fuck up way more than you normally you think, like when you're practicing and whatnot. But getting behind the microphone, it's like, all right, I'm gonna drop this, I'm gonna do this thing, I'm gonna do it exactly how I do it at practice and whatnot. Then you've come to realize it's like, that sounds like shit. I got to do it again. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. Now it sounds like shit. How many times did you have to go back and be like, nah, I got to do that over?
Like just little touch ups. Well, like for example, like last weekend, I just run through everything, you know, because I practice like a lot. But I don't know, like just maybe like bucking up and shit, like just like stumbling over my words, probably 2 times a song at least, depending on what it is.
Yeah, you know, I had to go over some shit myself a bunch of fucking times. Now, what's your favorite thing about being in Freakshxw Demxns?
Well, like before that, I was in the Freakshxw Demxns, you know, I was kind of like bored, like trying to find something. I was an esports commentator, and then I had to stop that and then just go back to work, you know, because, you know, I fucking just couldn't do it. Yeah, I wasn't getting money from it. I wasn't getting all the games were taking place at fucking 9:00 at night. You know, I can't be sitting here going, oh shit, here he comes, you know, getting hyped to shit. You know, people are trying to fucking sleep. You know, that's just rude.
Right.
So I just stopped that. But like, I just love hanging out with my bandmates. I'm gonna be honest, like we just like hang out all the time. It's just awesome. You know, it feels like we have like people to share our like creative thoughts with. Is just the best part.
Yeah, it's always fun having a group of people around you that you get along with. You can talk a lot of different stuff. You know,
I can scratch my balls around them and not feel too bad about it. You know, not that I feel bad about it any other time, but
so and
scratching my nail.
Oh, TMI there, bro. I'm all set with knowing that. So you've got new music coming out. We're gonna end up actually listening to one of your songs in a little bit, and I liked, you know, I listened to a couple of the tracks that you guys had, Freakshxw Demxns, as a group, and I believe it was before you actually joined. One of my favorite tracks that the group has is called Alpha, and I remember listening to it for the first time and thinking that, because at the beginning of it, it says Kakashi. Now, when I heard it for the first time, I thought it was a diss to Tekashi 6ix9ine, and I believe, was it you? You're the only person I've talked to, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you and I were talking about it. I was like, "Well, what's going on, dude? I like that. I like that Tekashi diss." You know, and you were like, "Nah, we don't even recognize him." And, which, yeah. Dude, I gotta admit, man, it was probably one of the coolest things that you said to me, because I totally understand after watching his little Hulu a video that came out just recently. So what are some things that inspire you with your rhymes when you're when you're jotting them down? And also, do you is all of this stuff jotted down, or do you do like a freestyle?
A lot of times I'll have like lyrics just hit me when I'm like on my walks at work, like on break or something, and I'll like write down my phone. I have a notepad on my computer, and I just sit there and I just go like, well, what happens? I freestyle and then I write it down, and that's how. Or sometimes it's both, or like I'll just write something and I'll just go over the beat with it, and I'll just edit it until it kind of works. Kind of like I like a lot of storytelling, and I use my music to like vent the like my mind. So it's a lot of just. That's why there's a lot of emo shit, and there's a lot of like, I just want to fucking kill you, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah, my the last band I was in, a lot of the stuff that I wrote was emotional, very, very like from the heart, you know, being in like foster homes and shit like that growing up. If you listen to some of my lyrics and whatnot, one of the songs that I wrote the lyrics to, it had to do with my younger brother. And it was probably one of the most meaningful songs that I wrote. And then I wrote lyrics for my best friend who passed away of a heroin overdose. And if you listen to the song, it's just like, and you can't understand you can't understand what I'm saying. You're just like, well, what the fuck's he talking about? But like one of the coolest things that I was able to incorporate into that song, I put my buddy's name in the song without intentionally putting his name in the song, you know. So do you have any songs that are like anything that's just like, man, that probably has the most meaning out of all the shit that I've said?
I there's a song that's unreleased yet and unrecorded still, but it's called Patricide, and it's kind of like that was just like the raw anger I felt towards like father figures in my life, I guess. First of all, my dad, my like biological dad, was a fucking douchebag, but he's fucking dead, so he can go fuck himself. The other guy was trying to fucking like beat me and shit, and like my mom with like a fucking blunt object. He got arrested. If I see him again, you know, I'm fucking socking him in the head. Yeah, other guy
I put
was just
through
a
that
fucking
shit
pig.
myself. That shit's fucking ridiculous, man. Especially when you get those fucking stepdads that are like, all right, boy, you're gonna take what I give you.
I don't know. The guy just like fucking. The guy had like a psychotic breakdown. I don't even know what. Like I was like super young at the time. You know, I was like the size of someone's knee. You know, and I just remember being locked in the bathroom. You know, I was calling the cops. I'm just hearing. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm a kid. I don't fucking know. I'm just like playing with the faucets.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. And some of that type of shit that'll fuck with your head and you know, traumatize a kid, and then shit like the music that we do. You know, that's the reason why people like you and myself and other people out there, they end up writing the music that they do. It's because of those assholes. You know, it's people that influence them. You know, you got the people that are badly influenced, badly influence you. Then you got the people that really do good, and they really influence you on a positive light. And you know, I gotta say, as somebody who went through that as a kid myself, that shit sucks. And like I know more about that than you would believe. And you know, not trying to get all emotional here on the show, but I just recently talked to my stepfather for the first time, and I want to say it's been probably 15 years. Back in 2017. Because my mother passed away, and I went to her funeral, and she was married to him. And I told him, I was like, I can forgive you, but I will never forget. And I think that probably hurt him more than he probably hurt me, you know. And he just fucking broke down and cried, you know. So sorry that you went through that shit. But just think that if you didn't go through that shit, the music, the lyrical content that you're creating now wouldn't be what it is. I'm sorry?
Yeah, I'd be probably boring as fuck as a human being.
Yeah, it sucks to think of it that way, but it's like that's the type of shit, that's the type of way you actually have to take that. You know, you got these assholes who physically abuse fucking kids at a young age, no matter how old they are. And they don't realize that how much this fucking totally fucks with a kid's head. And then when like people like you or myself and millions of other people out there that do music as well, they come out and they talk about like killing people, this, that, and the other thing. People are like, well, what's wrong with you? Why did this shit happen? Why are you talking about this? And it's like, motherfucker, you really think I'm going to go out there and kill somebody? This is my way of getting all my emotional grief off my fucking chest. And this, me talking about this is basically me not doing this. Like, if I can't talk about this, imagine what had happened, instead,
I might fucking kill you, bitch, just fuck off. How about that? It's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's a shit show, and
freak show.
It's a freak show demon. No, I totally get it, bro. And, unfortunately, you had to go through that shit, and I will actually definitely keep my ear open more now to like hear what you're talking about, because like I'll hear it, I'll listen to it and whatnot, but I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I don't know what you're talking about, that emotional attachment has nothing. I have nothing to attach myself to, and if I can hear it, because I've been through a lot of shit as a kid myself, we could talk about that at another time. But, I had a song, like I said, it was about my little brother and us going through foster systems and shit. And I remember running into somebody, and they were like, oh, I heard you're a vocalist of a band. And I was at my friend's house, and they were like, can I listen to it? And I was like, yeah. And I played it for them, and they were like, well, what are you saying? And then as the song's going on, because, being a metalhead, I scream, I growl, and I was cleanly telling them what I was saying. They were like, they started crying, and I was like, why are you crying? Like, why are you crying? It's a metal song. It's not meant to make you cry. And this person was like, I went through almost everything that you said in that song. I understood everything that you were talking about. And now that I know what you're saying, I have that emotional attachment, and I thought that was, it sucks, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like, then I like we make songs that are just fun too. It's like, we have this song called Armadillo, where I just come in, I'm like, it's like a boss size Kentucky with bitches eating pussy. Don't do it, you wimpy. Like Ollie do to Pudgy. You wanna fuck Doja Cat in her Doja pussy. Hope she don't mind that. I'm a little lumpy. Where I live is a little bit dumpy. But let me in, bitch. Hit it raw and humpy, It's like, that shit has no emotional attachment. I'm just fucking.
No, I get that. Like, that's the type of shit I'll listen to, and I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, that's funny shit to me. Like, I like funny shit too. But then, like I've said before, like, you get that emotional attachment with your friends and fans and people who listen to you. It's like, you got people for life,
Yeah.
The funny shit's funny. The funny shit is fucking great, and I love that shit. And that's the type of shit that I like, not to like take away from you or anything, but like, you get those artists like Eminem, ICP. Granted, they beefed for a long time, but they come up with funny shit. And with them coming up with funny shit, that's what like grabs them. And then you get the shit about like, Eminem, who ends up coming up and he talks shit about his mom and he talks shit about his life and shit like that. And it's like one of my favorite groups. We were talking about this a little bit earlier, is Onyx. And the shit that they talked about in All We Got Is Us, their album, is probably the most realist thing that you could feel from a group coming from New York. So, and that's what I got from them. But then you got guys like Sticky Fingers, who comes up with stupid, funny lines like, thinking about taking my own life. I might as well, except they might not sell weed in hell. Like, shit like that. I'm like, that's funny as shit. Like, how'd you just randomly come up with that? Like, I love funny raps.
I'm working on a horrorcore kind of like drill EP, kind of like on the side now, just right into it. And that's gonna be like just ridiculously fun for me because it's just like venting my frustration in ways that are way over the top. Like this one song, it's like, who's that motherfucker with the 44 robbing dead bodies from the city morgue? Who that's me. Who that's me. You know, it's like, obviously I'm not robbing dead bodies from the city morgue, but you know, I might. That's the fun of it.
But
you
that's
don't know.
funny shit, dude. Like, you talk about shit that you would never fucking do. You make it into something funny, and it grabs people's attention. And then, like, you have that other shit that you talk about that actually has personal meaning and whatnot. And then you grab their attention towards that too. You know, like, I don't mean to keep bringing it back to the emotional attachment, but I mean, that's what music does to you.
Yeah, I mean, like we wrote kind of like a slower, kind of like softer hip hop song. I believe we called it.
Was it R&B?
I don't know if it goes quite far into R&B, but you know, I don't even know what R&B stands for. The closest thing I could guess is from the Wu-Tang Clan when they said rapping bullshit.
Dude, there's another guy, fucking ODB. My favorite Wu-Tang. It's not even really a Wu-Tang song. It's an ODB song. It's a dog shit. And he's like, calling me a dog would leave a dog alone because nothing could stop me from burying my bone in the backyard of someone else's house. Old dirt dog, and I'm not dog now. Here comes Rover sniffing at your ass. Pardon me, bitch, as I shit on your grass. Like, what? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, ODB's fun.
ODB was fucking great. I mean, watching him come out of that limousine going to grab his welfare check was fucking great.
Did you ever listen to the ODB song or is an Insane Clown Posse with an ODB feature on it?
Nah, I'll have to. You know, I gave ICP a lot of shit growing up, and it's simply because I ran into, you know, those Juggalo fans that are like super die hard. It's like, you don't like ICP, you're a fucking douchebag, you know, shit like that.
I grew up expecting it.
So I just went ahead and I was like, you know what? Fuck ICP. I don't care about ICP. Insane Clown Posse fucking sucks, blah, blah, blah. But secretly, dude, like, I can't deny it. Like, I like some of ICP shit. Like Chicken Hunting, pretty good. Fuck the World was funny as fuck when it came out. You know, shit like that. Who go with Chicken Hunt? We go with Chicken Hunt. So, I mean, some good raps. The Ned Game. That's probably my all-time favorite ICP song. But I don't know. I could probably sit here and talk all about like old school rap. You know, like Bone Thugs and Harmony back in, I think it was Eternal 1999, shit like that. Yeah, when it comes to Bone, though, like, I only listened to that album with the Crossroads because I was an Eazy-E fan, and Mo Murder was probably my favorite track on that. But then, like, you got NWA, you got Wu-Tang, you got Onyx. Onyx was my favorite. Like, people ask me, they're like, "Oh, who's your favorite rap group?" And I'm like, Onyx. They're like, "Oh, that group that sang Slam." And it's like, yeah, the group that did Slam, that was probably their worst fucking song. You know, it's the most overrated song they had. And their second album was probably their most underrated album that they had. So it actually, I'll shoot you a link when we're done. What do you have going on that you want people to keep an eye out for?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. We've been busy as shit recently, and I'm not even like, you know, I'm not. I wish I was like bullshitting there, like, to make this seem better, but I'm just fucking tired all the time now. But we just somewhere where I worked, there was a local band called Denny Zinger. Their guitarist and like headman was just started working there, and we kind of clicked. We found out we made music, and he told me about this place in Lancaster called Station One, and so we just walked. You know, I talked to the guy there. His name's Jesse. He's actually worked with ICP, Linkin Park. You know, a bunch of people.
Oh shit!
He's been in the industry for a very long time, doing like shit for a local club that was around called the Chameleon Club. They're currently shut down, though, and they're gonna reopen in like Lidditz or something. But yeah, but. So we just walked in there. I was like, "Yo, can we do a show?" And he's like, Yeah, sure. You know, it's a whole DIY. He's like, I'll give you the equipment. I give you the venue. You handle all your ticket sales. You can sell merch. Everything is just on you to set up and promote. And he's like, I take 25% of the cut. There's a down payment, and that's it. So gave him the money. So we have a show. Let me bring up the website because, you know, my memories. So I apparently forgot. There we go. It's 5:28. We have a Station 1 show around, I believe, 6 o'clock. We're opening. We just bought a bunch of shirts. People can buy shirts there, and it's going to be like a second concert, but we're hoping more than 4 people show up to this one. And it drops the same day as a single from our album, Shut the Fuck Up. That's 16 songs on that fucking album. That one's going to be a beast. So that comes out 6/18. And it's going to be amazing. We just recorded a song, and we it was more of like a hardcore thing where it's like kind of just our anger at the world, where it's like, I refuse to be another brick in the wall, so I'll bust through that shit. I'll watch you all fall when I swing on my sword. It clips you in the jaw. It pops your head like a basketball. Y'all think you're so much better than me because you happen to have more money than me. Newsflash, you fuck kids, not me. So I look for the day I make you all bleed. You know, that's like my whole verse on that song.
Nice.
It's about like how we put these politicians, these top artists, and we put them on a pedestal, but they're fucked in the head, more than me. I'm wearing makeup. I got fucking Cthulhu chain. I fucking got this fucking ram head on my fucking ring thing. But I'm not even that fucked up compared to what these freaks doing. Like, fuck Drake. Like, Drake can go fuck himself. I hate Drake. He's the one guy I will hate on all fucking day. Not only, it's not even about his music. His music's derivative, but I don't give a fuck. That motherfucker grooms little kids. Like, I'm sorry. He's creepy as shit. Leave Millie Bobby Brown the fuck alone, you fucking creep bag. Like, goddamn, I'm a freak, but you're just downright despicable. Fuck, dude. It gets me so mad. Because, it happens all the fucking time. Yeah, he's talking to 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 15-year-old fans and shit. Like, that shit's fucked up. I'm like, I'll give you boy advice. You're gonna be amazing when you grow up. And then as soon as they're 18, he's trying to get in there. That's called grooming. He's a pedophile, dude. I fucking hate him. I wrote another song. I just straight up go. If it was God's plan for Drake to groom little girls, but I'm sorry, that shit's so sick it makes demons roll. So I grab him in his neck, give his head a twirl, and then the song ends with just the sound of his. Then falling, not the only motherfucker, it's just, I fucking hate him. Like, I don't even listen to, anytime there's a song on an album that has featuring Drake, I literally just hide on Spotify songs to listen to it. It pisses me off, dude. I fucking hate Drake.
So everybody out there watching right now or listening, you just heard a B-Rage ramble on why he hates fucking Drake.
I rant a lot, dude. I fucking hate. I don't know. I have a lot of anger in me. I guess that's why I decided to go with B-Raj, B-Rage, shit.
So, B-Rage, it was a pleasure having you on. Actually, it was a pleasure having you on, and you're my first hip-hop artist that came on to talk about your music and whatnot. I hope that everything ends up working out. I've listened to a lot of the stuff on Spotify. I completely must have lost the link that you ended up sending me before, and I'll take a listen through all that stuff as well. I love listening to the music. My guests end up sending me, and we actually are going to end the show with one of your songs. So I'm going to let you introduce this song, Hatred.
All right, this is Hatred. It's coming from my solo album that will be dropping the 16th, and the whole album's kind of about my struggle with mental health issues and about how I'm fucked in the head. So this one is kind of about the hatred and anger you kind of get with anger management issues when you're depressed and anxious all the time. So you just kind of freak out. But it's kind of just about me venting about all the shit I hate.
All right, so we have B-Rage from Freakshxw Demxns with the song Hatred.
Man, I hate shit. What do you hate?
I hate reading books. I hate the name Zook.
I hate how you look, I hate dirty crooks, I hate dumb clowns and objects that are round. I hate fat bitches, I hate getting stitches, I hate writing snitches, I hate D&D liches, I hate my words, I hate my verses, I hate Harrison Ford and I hate male nurses. Take the rebel flag and I lynch a racist. Take the boost they lick and I stomp out a fascist. Hammer in hand I bash at a communist. Take the sickle out and behead a Marxist. Fox News alarmist, all these quiet ass artists acting like they don't know that shit is retarded. Hate two-faced fucking phonies and dumbass them crack cronies coming through with my homies, grabbing kunais and our honey. 1, 2, 3, 4, and your body hits the floor. Now your life on fade, cause I deal steel, not the shade. Killed your wife, got laid, fucked her corpse with a spade. Lost her arms, she decayed, oh whoops, should've prayed. All these redneck bimbos, sucking off the Jimbos. They say they ain't hoes, but at chest they're giving throat. Take your rebel flag, put you in a body bag, cover you in oil, then I watch your bitch ass broil. Oh shit, they're like, B-Raj is a cannibal. Tear your shit up, let my name in fucking Hannibal. Coming straight from Carthage, I'm leaving up some carnage. You better dip soon or found up in that garbage. While you're busy calling me a dumb ass faggot, I dipped into your house and your mama let me shag it. Whole damn county had gone and it tagged it. She was so used up, we had to body bag it. Those who burn crosses also work forces. Raised against machine, dumb been teaching us these courses. You cite holy books as your hatred sources, begging for pro-life but don't care about the orphans. Hit you with that lyrical rape and I make your ass gape. Talking about that communism, purge your ass with Stalinism. Pretty sure I just trigger like the college students, cause they can't handle my raps being so imprudent. But I'll rip your head off and use it as a hockey puck. Demon on the freak shit, don't give a single fuck. I said faggot and retard, oh my god I win so hard. Nope, you're nard and I buried you in my backyard. Aw shit man, is this how I get cancelled? From the K-pop stands that are so fucking fragile. Not my fault that people changing up their mantles, something you can handle. Guess I'll leave you strangled, bloodied, half dead and dismantled. Man, I hate all this shit.
And I hate my ex-girlfriend.
I hate you, shut the fuck up.
Aww.